Welcome to Saving America, our segment that we call Just the Facts. And this is Dr. David D. Shine. We don't have a guest in this segment, but we've got sort of a guest in that I picked up an article by my friend, syndicated columnist Dennis Beaver, who writes out of Bakersfield, California, who interviewed a very important person. He interviewed the retired ambassador and former Assistant Secretary of State, Herman Cohen. And some of the things that he said are extremely important, which is why we're incorporating them in today's Just the Facts segment. And there is a very high degree of involvement by China in Africa. This is something that people have not been paying attention to, and this needs to be up on the front page. And the wacko media out there needs to start doing their job and helping to expose the needs that America has and the important aspects of that. Africa is an important source of minerals for things like cell phones, electric car batteries, yes, and things like that. So let me read you a couple quotes from retired Ambassador Cohen. The degree of China's educational, cultural, and financial involvement in Africa is mind-boggling. Among other challenges is a potential threat to the supply of key rare minerals, and that is why we need to realize that Africa is so important to the United States. In his just released book, U.S. Policy Toward Africa, 8 Decades of Realpolitik, Cohen takes readers on an exciting trip through the history of our relationship with the 55 countries in Africa. Cohen points out the U.S. depends on Africa for certain things that we cannot produce or not in sufficient quantities. Listen to this list, folks. Coffee, cocoa, palm oil, peanut oil, peanuts. Most people have never heard of the mineral coltan, C-O-L-T-A-N, coltan, which mobile phones, personal computers, automotive electronics, and cameras require. One of the few places where this is produced is the Democratic Republic of the Congo in Central Africa. Electric cars, yep, electric cars and solar-powered buildings need batteries that require cobalt, which comes from Russia and the Congo, 2 places on Earth. This means we must establish ourselves as reliable, honest, and trustworthy trading partners with the African nations producing it. What do you think about that? Do you think the Biden administration is going to measure up to that standard? The reliable, honest, and trustworthy trading partners. Yes, folks, we've got a long way to go to rebuild America's image after the mess Biden and blinking fool have made out of it. We can't afford, this is Cohen speaking, and I agree with him, we cannot afford to be held hostage by Russia or any country under the influence who might refuse to sell us those needed minerals. China has made its intentions clear of wanting to dominate the world trade and achieve global dominance. Anyone looking at it now, as it has trampled the freedoms it guaranteed to Hong Kong residents, should be very concerned about what is going on. There's a bit of good news, a little bit of silver lining here, and that is that Cohen points out that the Chinese do not treat the Africans well. And that may be a helpful opening door. Also, other countries are working with Africa to develop it, like the VW has a plant in Kenya. Now, for myself, I have talked before about international development. And as the Asian nations have increased their standard of living, China has priced itself out of many low-cost goods. Those have been moved over to Vietnam, Cambodia, so forth. I have projected that Africa will be the next low-cost production frontier, and America needs to be active in that development. We need to treat people well. We need to understand what we did in Afghanistan and to not repeat that mistake. Let's treat people honestly and with trust, and let's progress America and its relationship with its African friends. And we need to do that now. We need to take care of business. This has been Saving America, Just the Facts. Dr. David D. Shine. Thank you so much for joining us.